welcome back to the 6th episode of Nothing But Nonsense. I'm here joined by my co-host today,
Michael.
Michael Spinelli, my buddy from back home, and he just got back from WVU this morning from taking an exam. Michael, how'd the exam go?
It went.
It went? Yeah, that accounting exam I was telling you that took 2.5 hours. You'll learn in accounting, this is going to be a boring for people that are not in accounting, or people that are in accounting. If you mess up one step here, you mess up all the steps here.
Oh yeah.
And so I did that twice because I forgot to go back and look at some numbers, and I kept erasing my exam, and I just submitted it.
That happened in calculus. I was working on some problem, and it was like a parabola, and it can't be negative, and I just kept getting negative. And I'm like, this is
wrong.
It's just not right. So you know when you erase something, it's still there.
Yeah.
You can see it. I probably erased over this thing 5 times because I was like, I just can't figure it out. And at that point, I kind of just threw something together, and it wasn't negative.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's good enough. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, exams suck. Especially the ones on paper, because the ones online, you can just copy paste Quizlet. It's simple enough. Allegedly.
No, yeah.
Allegedly, you do that.
No.
But yeah, that sucks. And so by the time that this video is released, this will be Monday of this coming week. So then this will be kind of our Christmas theme, because that Sunday where I don't normally post will be Christmas. So in the spirit of Christmas, we have got our Santa hats on.
Yep.
And Christmas is a great time of year to ask for gifts. And well, let me rephrase. It's a great time to spend time with family, eat some food with a side of gifts. And on that side of gifts, some of us are fortunate enough to get what we want.
Yep.
Some of us are less fortunate. And so, Mike, I want you to tell the story about the time that you were hyping up your gifts and it turned out that it didn't come up to par.
Yeah. All right. So this was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I was hopefully I wanted to get, I don't even know, it was probably,
I think you're just asking for something.
yeah. And Christmas morning rolls around, you're excited what you're gonna get because it's always a surprise. And it turned out I got a mountain bike, right? I picked it out. I mean, I needed a new bike.
Yeah.
But my older sister and younger sister got brand new phones. So they got new phones while I'm stuck with a bike. But I mean,
You asked for the bike.
I did.
It's what you wanted.
Exactly. I mean, this isn't a shot at anybody or anything. It's just, you gotta look at the standings here and the fairness of a mountain bike
or a new phone. Yeah, so we did one of the things on, when we get on Xbox and we kind of just, I asked for this, I asked for this, I asked for this. Mike's like, yeah, I asked for a bike, I'm kind of cool about it. You were like, my parents hide the gifts at the Thomas's house, so we can't even go look for what they were.
Yeah.
And then Christmas morning comes around and we're talking, we're like, oh, I got what I wanted, we got the new Xbox, got a new game, we're all excited. Mike's like, I got a bike. And we were like, you wanted that. And he's like, my sister's got 2 new phones, and we were just pissing ourselves laughing.
And the only reason why they hide them at the Thomas's is because of me. Because I hate surprises. I just want to know what I'm getting, and then act surprised.
Yeah.
But obviously, I can't do that anymore.
I was a gift opener and then retaper.
Yeah.
So that it looked like
you peel the corner. You peel the tape off and then just carefully
unwrap,
surgically unwrap it.
That's the steadiest my hands will.
Yeah, and then you keep the folds the same and just put it back.
Put it back. But it was the first. So the first COD that I got, I'm sure you know of, is that I got Infinite Warfare, and that was the worst one ever. But it was the new one coming out. BO3 was still kind of in, and everyone was playing it. And everyone was talking about Infinite Warfare. And so I finally got my parents to let me get a COD, because as I always made the joke, my first FPS game was Minecraft Hunger Games, and I stuck with that for a while. So I had asked for it. I go up into the attic where my parents used to hide the gifts, and I open it, and I see that I got Infinite Warfare. I'm like, yes, I got the game that I wanted. So I prepared this whole speech in my head that I was gonna like act surprised. So
Yeah.
whenever I opened the gift Christmas morning, I was like, "Was Santa drunk and smoking a cigar? How did he got me this?" And it was like the most lackluster like BS lie that I
Yeah.
could have ever given to like make it not look like that I had opened the gifts.
Yeah.
And my dad was just kind of like, it's like, all right, dude.
You know, he knows.
Yeah. But yeah, Christmas is a great time of year. Hopefully it does snow so that we can ski at some point.
I would love that. We're supposed to get snow next week.
Like a lot or
I
like
think
a
like
little bit?
Thursday, Friday. No,
So hopefully
Morgantown's supposed to get like 5 inches. So
The whole like eastern seaboard is supposed to get like 15.
whoa.
Like closer to New York, like the New York,
Yeah.
New Jersey, but we're like just barely like East Coast, but we're just barely Midwest. I feel like that we just don't get snow like we used to anymore.
No, yeah.
Like, you know how we used to get
it's been
dumped
down.
on?
Yeah, because there was one. It was like
It had to have been first grade.
like 10 years ago. Like we got like 5 feet of snow.
Like the whole week off of school.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That was like the best snow that we've ever gotten. Like for a kid, obviously. For parents and adults, they hate it because now they're stuck with kids and shoveling snow.
And also you have to
24/7.
shovel 5 feet of snow. Which,
That sucks.
Yeah.
We have this shitty old like 1994 like
metal shovel.
like not the metal shovel, but the snow, like our, what do you call it? It's not a snow plow, but the snow blower. I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the thing breaks down so many times that the 5 feet of snow just is not. It's kicking the out of that
Yeah.
thing. So my dad was pissed doing that the whole time. But yeah, we've gotten such lackluster snow. And now like all the skiing memes on TikTok are like, what's it like skiing out in the east? And it's just like
grass.
a sheet of ice or grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully I actually get out because I do want to ski.
Yeah, I remember last year in college, spring semester, it like just snowed a little bit. So we were like, all right, let's just go.
Yeah.
We were there for a total of like 30 minutes because it was just like dangerous
Yeah.
at that point because it was just ice the entire time. Like you couldn't stop, you couldn't do anything. And then when you fell, it hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Like there is just no worse feeling than falling on a patch of ice.
Yeah. Hopefully I get Bruno on the podcast at some point because I do want. Well, I'll just tell a story, but shout out Bruno. This is one of your funnier moments. So at Peak and Peak, they had this airbag, and you went down this giant hill, jumped, and you flew onto this giant airbag, so you could do whatever tricks you wanted. But we were like, I don't know, 3rd, 4th grade, maybe even a little bit older. But I was too chicken to go, and my sister was like, "You're a chicken, like, well, you're not gonna do this, I'm gonna go." And keep in mind, my sister was
Right.
younger than me at the time, and still at the time. She's still
Yeah. Usually that works.
And so I was like, "No, f you." So I marched up there, and the guy's like, "Don't snowplow, because if you snowplow, you're gonna fall." And I was like, "Okay, got it." So I bombed it, jumped it, whatever, I'm fine. My sister chickens out. I'm like, "F you."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so it comes up to Bruno, and he was the last one to go because this kind of ended it for everyone. So my dad went, did like a little front flip, whatever. Jake goes, and he starts snow plowing, and everyone in the park is like, "Don't snow plow, stop!" And finally he gets to like the middle of the hill, and he stops snow plowing. But by that time he doesn't have enough speed, so he gets up this jump, doesn't jump,
no.
goes through the bag in the jump, and just like, so he's going, and then just pretzels, legs, head, and then just the ground and falls and eats it. And his mom, like, you know, like, Mrs. Bruno, like, she loves her babies. She's like, "Oh my God, he died!" And so we run out there, and Jake's like nearly in tears, and he's like, his back is hurting because he just fell like damn near like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a huge jump. And that finally ruined the rest of the day for all of us, but that was probably one of the most traumatic experiences for Jake. But yeah, he that one sucked. Jake's got some other good injuries, specifically his wrist. But hopefully I could get Jake on here at some point to do that. That would be pretty fun to have him here. But yeah, so that hopefully we do get some snow because that would be very nice.
Be appreciated.
So how do your fantasy team look this year?
I'm in the playoffs.
Are you?
I made it. I
So-
went on a 5-win streak, and I made it.
You went on a 5-game win streak?
By the skin on my ass, I made it.
Who were your, like, who's your quarterback?
Hurts. Number 1.
Goat.
Go.
RB1.
Okay, so I am awful with trades. That is the one thing you need to know.
Yeah.
And next year for fantasy, any of my league mates watching, I am not trading. From here on out, never again.
Did you get fleeced really bad?
Dude, my first ever trade, because this is my first year of fantasy.
Yeah.
My first trade, I had DeAndre Swift that I drafted second round, but it was pretty much like a first round pick because I had the last pick and then the first pick in the second round.
Yeah.
So it's just back to back.
Yeah.
So I mean, it didn't matter who I took. And I took Diggs in the first round and then DeAndre Swift in the second. I ended up trading DeAndre Swift for Chris Olave, Jeff Wilson, and Elijah Mitchell. Two of which are no longer on my team.
Yeah.
And Chris Olave struggles to put up 12 points.
Yeah. He was fine in the beginning.
He has his games.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you have Andy Dalton thrown at you, like
Yeah.
you're just not good. And so there goes my RB1. Right now, I'm rocking with J.K. Dobbins. I put him back in the lineup because he's back off IR. And I have Devin Singletary and David Montgomery. Those are my three running backs. I think I have David Montgomery in.
Singletary's a good running back, but the Bills are just a passing team.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. And so I just threw him in because, I mean, I think Fields is hurt right now too, so
Yeah.
whoever their quarterback is probably can't throw the ball more than 20 yards.
Right.
And so my running back game is awful. And then I have Stephon Diggs as my wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
And again, at one point, I had A.J. Brown, which he has just been phenomenal all season.
Yeah.
I traded him away
For who?
for Hayden Hurst.
Jesus.
Oh God, I think Darrell Henderson, who's not even, he's a free agent.
Darryl the Barrel.
Yeah. And then some other guy that's not even on my team anymore. So I just traded away A.J. Brown for Hayden Hurst because I had Darren Waller. But he's been a bust. I think he did something with his knee or something. But yeah. And then I have at my flex is Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's been a dog.
Yeah.
And then Eagles defense, and then I don't even know who my kicker is.
So then how did you make a 5-game winning streak? That team doesn't sound like he could go on a 5-game win streak.
Dude, it's been hurt. He has put the team
He's
on.
put up like 30 points damn near every game.
He has put the team on his back. And I mean, my schedule has been easy from for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
But I lost last week to the guy I'm playing again this week in playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm hoping my players show up, but
Yeah.
it's not looking good.
No. I'm get this. I'm 7-6-1.
How do you tie in fantasy?
I don't know.
Like-
it was 148.08 both sides. And so we were like, there's no way you can tie.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh, maybe it'll go to bench points. Didn't go to bench points. My team
You
would have
just leave
won.
it at a tie?
It just leaves it at a tie. So we tied, and I'm 7-6-1, made playoffs in that league, and I'm 4-10 in the other. So I'm not last. It would suck if I were in last.
Yeah, I mean,
But my team I'm 7-6-1 is Tua. I had Joe Burrow, so I was playing him at the start. So then I traded Joe Burrow for Marquise Brown and Rondale Moore and someone else. I can't remember who it was. So now my starting is Tua. My RB1 is Kamara. RB2 is I think it's Antonio Gibson, which kind of sucks because Brian Johnson's been doing good. And he's the GOAT for walking out to many men. That was like the toughest NFL entrance ever. Wide receiver 1 is A.J. Brown. Wide receiver 2 is either Christian Kirk or Devonta Smith.
okay.
And then flex is, can't even remember. Defense is Cowboys. They were good. They've been kind of bad. Normally Cowboys defense is up there with they could put up 16 points a game, but
Yeah, it helps with Diggs because he's just
he's an interception machine, and then Micah Parsons is a
dog.
sacking
He's a dog.
truth.
He's him.
And then my kicker is Daniel Carlson.
The Raiders one.
Yeah, and he's just the GOAT.
Yeah, mine's the Patriots. I think it's Nick Folk or something.
Yeah,
like
Nick
that.
Folk. He had a game. I think it was against the Lions. He put up like 20 because they just kept kicking field goals.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. What do you think of Brock Purdy? The 49ers.
Mr. Relevant?
Yeah, Mr. Relevant.
Mr. Relevant.
Mr. Relevant is definitely relevant.
He 100%.
Absolutely. I mean, it helps that you have CMC, Christian McCaffrey,
CMC.
and you can just run the
Yeah.
ball like old school football. But once you get up to that crunch line and that,
I mean, San Francisco is just a good team overall, I think.
it's Brock Purdy is the truth. And he's funny too. He said something to Kittle. Because they did like a post game interview, and someone was like, "Oh, what do you think of George Kittle?" And Kittle
he
was right
talks
there.
too much.
Yeah, he's like, he talks too much.
Yeah.
And Kittle's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. I kind of forgot that Kittle went to Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah, but then Purdy went to Iowa State.
Iowa State,
so
yeah.
they have that like little Iowa the rivalry. So
yeah.
it's funny that those two have chemistry like that. But yeah, my fantasy football fans are furious with controversial call during 49ers Seahawks game.
I didn't even watch it.
I didn't watch it either, but I just kept checking the score, and I was like, he's doing it again, because Purdy absolutely whooped Tom Brady.
Yeah, that was his
nuts.
worst loss, I think, or like top 6 losses.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of insane. It's cool that players like that can, like it kind of shows you that even if you are like the worst player on paper, like Tom Brady was the worst player on paper whenever he was going into the combine, but he has more rings than the Steelers franchise does, and the Steelers have the most rings in.
Tied for those rings.
Yeah, well now they are.
He's just.
But hopefully Purdy, I mean, not to talk him up too much because he's played 3 games, but he's been doing pretty damn good.
Yeah. A lot better than Pickett, that's for sure.
The Steelers suck. I'm a Yinzer. Mike's a Yinzer. It's hard to look at the Steelers and say that they're a good team because you have Najee, who is running for damn near 40 yards a game.
Which is awful.
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay drops in.
Yeah. Pickens. He's good. They just don't give him the ball enough.
You just have to throw.
Although the one I was really mad about was the one in the end zone, and he decided to try to catch it with one hand.
Yeah, that was just 2 hands, catch, touchdown, we win.
I mean, I'm no football player, nor do I look like a football player, nor could I go out there and do what they're doing. But
come on.
If you're making this one behind your head, like, come on.
Yeah, like parallel with the ground, it just ends up in your hand, but then you can't just make nice little easy.
Yeah,
grab.
like that was a touchdown.
Did you see Ben? He commented on
Yeah, he was like, did you see?
You gotta catch it with 2 hands, son. Like,
yeah, and then they were like, because he was like, Kenny kind of lofted that a little bit, and then I don't remember who was next to him, but they're like, what would you know with that Ben? He was like, oh, we'll put it right in the bread basket.
Yeah, exactly. without a doubt.
But as a Steelers fan, I want that to be the catch of the year. But Justin Jefferson's
that was a good catch.
That was a very good catch, and the dude got up, absolutely mossed this dude.
Over
give me that.
2 defenders, 2 or 3 defenders, which is just outrageous.
That dude's really good too.
He is. I have him in another fantasy league.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. He's been doing pretty well for me.
Are you PPR or are you like a standard
PPR? Yeah.
PPR for me is way better. It's easier to understand.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Kenny Pickett is just Kenny Two Glove.
Kenny Small Hands.
Everyone obsessed about how big his hands are. Yeah, Steelers need some help. My buddy keeps saying they should just throw so that they can get a good draft pick.
That's what my dad's been saying. He's like, I want them to lose out. Not a single game, so we can actually have a good draft pick instead of something like 15 or 20, where it's just in the middle of the pack every single year, and we don't get the best player or something like that.
I mean, we've gotten some good players out of that, but I feel like your best player is always the hidden gems.
Yeah.
Do you know that the linebacker for the Lions? Did you watch Hard Knocks at all? Mm-hmm. The guy they picked up, Michael Rodriguez, I think that's his name. Or now I gotta look it up. Nope.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it. That's also Michael Rodriguez
Lions.
Malcolm Rodriguez.
Okay.
This dude is so good. He just like, so they round 6, pick 188.
Okay.
And he has 72 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. But he reads the defense so well and just kind of sits in those pockets that for like a 6th-round pick, he does pretty freaking good. And the Lions, like they weren't sure if he was even going to make the starting roster whenever they were putting the rosters together at the beginning of the season. But yeah, he's pretty good in my opinion. Minka Fitzpatrick's also so good.
He's a dog. TJ Watt, after the injury, he's been pretty quiet.
I mean, you're gonna be quiet after you tear your chest. That one would hurt. Yeah. That would hurt so bad. Could you imagine that?
No.
Or could you imagine this one? You're doing a curl, and your bicep ripped off,
I've seen
and then just
I've seen too many
like a
videos.
sock,
Yeah.
going up your arm.
That just like I don't understand how they don't like pass out of pain. Like that.
So like your ankle. Not that you passed out.
Honestly, it like until I got to the hospital, it didn't hurt
Yeah.
because I still had my like winter boots on, so it was like
It was kind of like keeping it.
I was keeping it together, and then when they took it off, oh my god.
Yeah, Mike. We went sledding at one of the parks that we go to, and you're sledding. It wasn't that steep of a hill. We were just sledding, like at that part that we were at, and he just tried to stop the sled with his foot.
Yep.
Rolled underneath, right?
Oh,
Jesus. But like I was saying, like your foot rolled under the sled, right?
Yeah, I tried to. I don't know what. I think I was going towards like a ditch or something, or maybe even.
Was someone pushing you, or were you just sledding?
I was just
going,
going, and yeah, Luke ended up dragging me down. But I was going towards a ditch or a tree, whatever, and I had to stop. So I ended up putting my foot in front of the sled, and then my foot just went underneath, pretty much exactly like this.
Yeah.
Like your leg is like this.
Uh-huh.
I put it out, and then it just rolled back, and then I kind of just did like a front flip out of it, and then I just instantly knew it was like.
Oh, did you?
It was done because like I tried to stand up and I just like fell down immediately. Like,
Did you hear it pop?
I heard something break, but there was also like a hole in my sled, so I assumed, I assumed it was that. But no, I didn't hear like.
Did you feel it immediately?
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, this is not good. And then Luke's younger brother, he came on, he saw that I crashed or whatever, and then he ended up like jumping on me or something. I don't know.
Jacketed?
No,
Was it Trace?
Yeah, he like jumped on me, and I was like that was just like awful pain, and I was like, you gotta get off. I'm hurt, and then I was just laying in the snow, and Luke comes up. He's like, are you all right? I'm like, no, take me down, because I couldn't, because
you couldn't walk. You couldn't.
And we weren't
yourself
even
down
at the
there.
bottom of the hill. We were only like halfway
it was a
down.
long one.
Yeah. And then my mom saw me getting dragged down the hill, and then I got carried to the car, and then we went to Med Express, and then.
Well, because at first you got to the bottom of the hill, and your mom was like, "Let's take a picture."
Yeah.
And you were like,
We'll get on the way down.
"Yeah," and then you're like, "We gotta go."
Yeah.
You're like, "My foot's broken." You just got in the car, and then we snapped us, and you're like, "Yeah, my foot's broken." I was like, Jesus. And that was at the same time Adam was getting done with his
But yeah, with his surgery.
his surgeries. I mean, he was pretty much healed at that point.
Yeah.
Because he had the crutches, and he would just like pick them up and walk everywhere. And I was
Yeah.
like, "What's the point of having these anymore?"
Exactly. Yeah, I was stuck in a boot for like 7 or 8 weeks. It was brutal.
But injuries are no fun. Last year when we were playing, the 2 guys on our team went up. Noah, actually, was the other co-host. He went up and tried to head a ball with like our main guy, who's like our primary header and the center back. So he stepped up, Noah stepped up, and they kind of miscommunicated. And then Noah headed the back of his head, split it open, and then the kid Philly Mike that got the back of the head fell, and then broke his shoulder. And so he was bleeding everywhere, broke his shoulder. He looked like he would like. It it was like a scene from Saving Private Ryan, and he had blood just down his whole arm, all over his chest. And then he got to the sideline. We're like, "What's like you good?" Like he's bleeding. Clearly, he's not good. He's like, "Get away from me! I want to go back in." I was like, "What are you doing?"
Come back in.
Yeah, but it's funny because we always make fun of that kid, Mark, the Asian kid that's always with us too.
Yeah.
He was like, whenever he goes up and heads the ball, he's like, "You're gonna be eating out of a straw in here," because that's what he loves to do, and it's hilarious. But yeah, it's some good stuff right there. What else? Is there what do you guys do for Christmas? Like, do you guys go hang out with your family and?
Yeah, our family. We usually host Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to my cousin's for Christmas after we open presents or whatever.
Yeah.
But this year I work like I think all day.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. So they're coming to our house instead because they live in Moon, which is like 45 minutes away. So they're coming to our house again, and then just eat dinner there. And usually we like exchange gifts with the cousins and stuff like that. But it's usually fun.
What's your go-to Christmas Day food?
I'm a big sweet potato casserole fan.
Sweet potato casserole is fantastic. I feel like the meals of Thanksgiving and Christmas are just the exact same.
They overlap except for turkey and
switches
ham.
with ham.
Yeah, which I love. I hate turkey.
I'm not like
I
the
hate
biggest
turkey.
If turkey is done right and it somewhat tastes good, like I'll indulge a little bit of turkey, but I'm a ham guy all the way.
Love ham.
They do overlap a significant amount. I mean, other than pumpkin pie as well. Like I'm not having pumpkin pie on Christmas.
Yeah, you usually have like apple pie or cookies.
Ice cream, cookies. But yeah, I think Americans just like to eat. And they like to just throw like holidays that we can eat.
So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good strategy. I mean, it just covers up the fact that we're all guilty of eating. But yeah, I'm a big ham guy. Sweet potato casserole is always good. I'm a big mashed potato guy as well.
It depends. Depends how they're like done. I don't know. Like I'm not a fan of like chunky. Like
Oh, you want
like it has to be smooth. Has to be smooth.
I like that too.
I can't like see like chunks
Like
of
half a
potatoes.
potato in your
Yeah, like I'd be like but yeah, it has to be smooth, and then obviously you have to have gravy.
Yeah, gravy's good with everything too. Yeah, Christmas is always fun for us because we go up to my cousins in Newcastle, so we just kind of horse around there all the time, and we'll walk through the pasture. Oh, speaking of which, I sent you the picture of that deer skull, right? Yeah, I was with my grandpap, and he was teaching me how to use a chainsaw. Still have all my digits and extremities, because being with that man, you could lose anything, especially whenever there's a chainsaw involved. But we were cutting up a tree, brought some firewood home, and when we were leaving, he was showing me the rest of the property and like what other trees that I could come up and cut were. And I just kind of looked left, I saw it, and I was like, "Holy like look at that!" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "There's a deer shed over there." He was like, "A what? A shed?" So I pulled up, and it was this huge 8-point shed because my dad shot an 8-point, and the other skull is in the house too. And it's kind of like a smaller rack, like it's kind of like this. But then the one I picked up was a wide rack. And he texted me this morning. He was like, "I still can't believe you found that." And I was like, "Dude, this was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't changed that much."
The thing that sucks is that nobody was able to kill it.
Yeah.
Just found it dead.
I just found it, and it had to have been there for like a week because everything was picked off of it.
Really?
Like it was just a skull. Like there's no flesh or
The coyotes probably got to it.
coyotes. What else is over there? Vultures,
Hill people.
raccoons. Yeah, random trespassers. But yeah, that was pretty cool to find. What else? Screaming at the dogs. Oh my god. So we have Mike has gotten a new dog and we got a dog over the summer. But we have my family has 2 pointers, 2 German Shorthair pointers, and 2 wiener dogs. So it's 4 dogs. The wiener dogs are probably the grossest animals that I've ever met on the face of the earth.
What, just eat like garbage or?
Eat garbage, throw up. It's just like
a vacuum
they're
of that.
garbage disposal,
Yeah.
like garbage
Okay.
disposals. And so Nellie got Worms, our puppy that we got, because she ate. And I was giving her meds over summer, and she still like eats shit. So Natalie, my sister, came out a couple times and was like, Nellie, stop it! Like you gotta stop. And she's like, Nellie was eating. And then I walk out yesterday and I saw Jimmy eating. And I was like, what are you like? Well, come on!
Yeah.
Then they come inside and try to give you kisses, and you're like,
get back away.
yeah. Nellie burped next to my mom, and mom was like, oh, who farted? And I was like, Nellie burped. And she was like, oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, wiener dogs are gross. I mean, they're funny, but they're gross.
I don't know, that short of, like, that small of a dog, they're just so funny.
They are funny, but then they're long too, so they're super disproportionate to each other.
Yeah.
And then, like, you just got Bo.
Yep, Bo, 8-week-old border collie. He's now an alligator. He likes to bite. Goes for your ankles, and he doesn't even like. It's not even like a playful bite. It's like
I'm gonna rip your skin off.
yeah. And, like, look at my hand already. Like you. Can
Oh yeah,
see,
you
like,
have scratches in the
like,
teeth.
Yeah, it's brutal, and you pull him away, and he just comes back, and then like go for your other ankle, and then you're like you just want to like
beat him up a little bit. You're like, stop it!
but you can't.
Yeah, we carry around a water gun.
Water gun. That's
Yeah.
smart. That is smart.
Because people do a spray bottle, but then they just learn what the gun looks like, so then I'll just like kind of like,
Yeah, exactly.
Did your parents pick him up from the Amish again? Or was he?
I don't know if it was Amish. It probably was. It was Eastern PA. So
Oh, did they go all the way
yeah,
across?
they went to Harrisburg and then picked him up from some family.
Yeah.
I think they raised like border collies, golden retrievers.
Oh, it might be like a puppy mill then, because
like
that's where we got
boxers too.
Jimmy.
It's like ridiculous how
Yeah.
many dogs they breed. And then they ended up coming down to visit me so I could see the dog.
Yeah.
And then they drove up. And then when it was at my house, it was really nice because it was like, it was tired. It was like, it was
yeah.
still playful, but like it wasn't biting. And then they said right when they took it home the next day, it was just like, just biting and zoomies everywhere. Just like a mess.
Yeah.
But it's a puppy. I mean,
Puppies are puppies. Can't really do much
you
about
can't be
it.
mad at it.
I got puppy rage yesterday or like 2 days ago with Nellie, and I like shook her and I pinned her down on the ground, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I raised my fist, and then my sister's like out on the counter, and she's like, and then Nellie's on the ground just like wagging her tail. Because it's funny whenever you do it, and the dog's like, you're like, you're gonna die. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, I get some pretty good puppy rage. It happens with 4 dogs all the time.
Yeah, I was playing with Bo outside today, and he was biting my ankles. So I was like, all right, you're going in here. I picked him up, and I was just holding him.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like squirming around, and I was like, all right. And somehow he turns around and Mike Tyson's me. He bites my ear.
Did he really?
Yeah, that is like the most painful thing. I was like,
Oh, did he get you?
yeah, he like bit down because like when he bites my sock, he'll bite and just pull.
Yeah,
Like-
he's not clamping skin and like chewing on it.
He
Or anything.
bit my ear and pull. Oh my God! Like I didn't like, because like I had both my hands picking
Yeah.
the dog up, so I couldn't like grab his like mouth or whatever to pry it off my ear. So luckily he like let go like very quickly, and I just put him down, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God! That would have been interesting if part of my ear went.
You're looking like Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
or the dude that
Yeah.
Mike Tyson bit. Yeah, remember when Max's dog did that with Adam, and he'd be like, we called him the Gator Dog whenever he was a puppy,
Yeah.
and then he just walk up and just kind of get your ankles or your wrists, your fingers. Puppies are something.
They are.
And
And
just
you want one when you have like an older dog until you have a puppy, and then you're like,
then you're like,
this sucks.
should have just got a shelter dog.
Yeah. Amen.
But yeah, it's just puppies are something else. You have a cat too, but you're obviously a dog person.
Yeah, big dog person.
Dog person. When you grow up, are you still gonna stick with border collies, or are you gonna go with a different dog?
I don't know. I was thinking about border collies. I definitely want like a big dog.
Yeah.
Not like
Not like a punt dog upstairs.
yeah, no punt dogs, but like a golden retriever, border collie, like something with long fur.
Yeah.
I like that kind of dog. Maybe a lab.
Yeah.
But something that's like active, where I can go outside and like play with it.
Hang out with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I kind of want, like, I want a big, like, I want to attempt a big dog. Like, I want a Great Dane or like a Mastiff.
Oh, that's just a horse.
Yeah, I know. Could you imagine coming down the stairs right there and you're like, oh my god!
The thing's up to like
Yeah.
your belly button.
Stands up and you're damn near giving a hug to a human.
Yeah,
and you're like,
exactly.
Jesus. I just think they're funny. Because they're like gentle giants. They kind of just hang
Yeah, they
around
think they're
and
like lap
they're
dogs.
lap dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to hurt whenever I go lay down on the couch and the dog gets zoomies and it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Just a giant running around.
Yeah, it's just, animals are something. We're animals. So, WVU.
Yep.
That's some pretty good stories.
Pretty good.
Give me like one of your best, most appropriate WVU story.
There's not too many.
Yeah.
Honestly, like,
Your drunk Ubering was pretty funny.
yeah, we freshman year, like spring semester, my buddy had his truck down, and whenever like we were tired of like going out and stuff like that, it's legal to ride in the bed of a truck in West Virginia.
Is it really?
Yeah. So we would drive downtown and just say like, anybody need a ride? It would like pretty much an Uber, but like under the table.
Yeah.
And because he was short on cash.
Uh-huh.
So we ran this service, and we would just pick up the most absurd people. It was like some of them would be like sober enough where they can like have a conversation
Yeah.
with us, and then some people like, there was one guy that didn't know how to open up the door, so he just crawled out the window and ended up like falling like back first onto the asphalt.
Oh!
Like,
I mean, he probably didn't feel it.
no, he didn't, because like he fell out, and I looked back because I was in the front seat, and then I looked back, and he's just like hanging on for dear life with like his ass hanging out of the window. I'm like, that's not good. And then he lets go, and he just like disappears,
Oh no!
and all you heard was like smack, and then just like,
Oh! Like totally knocked the wind out of himself.
yeah. And then he like got up, and he was like walking around with his bag, and then that was the last time we saw him. But and then people just leave like the most absurd things in the car.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, like sometimes there would be like big groups of people. They'd go in the bed of the truck,
Yeah.
and there'd be like pizza, like whole pizza in the back of the truck, or like something like that. Or somebody forgot like a fitted baseball hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have it in my room somewhere, in my dorm, or not my dorm, my apartment, and it's a Pirates hat. So I was like,
Oh, perfect.
yeah, but it's like 5 sizes too big. It's like those massive hats that you see now, like for.
Oh, like the ones
Yeah.
who I can't remember. Was it Brian Johnson that was wearing one?
I think so, but it was like it's like wearing that. It's
Jesus. Yeah.
but there's
You saw the Mountaineer running down the street.
we were doing the drunk. We called it the drunk truck.
Yeah.
So we'd go around screaming, "Drunk truck, who wants to ride?" and stuff like that. And we saw the Mountaineer running out of the bar with one of the cheerleaders who has this like the most outrageous mullet I have ever seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The cheerleader does.
I'll have to show you a picture of it, or maybe I can Google it. But it was like I had to do like a double take. I was
Yeah.
like, "Is that who I think it is?"
Yeah.
But it's like it's funny because like they're like college students too. So I mean, obviously
like-
they go out and have fun.
Yeah. It's just funny whenever
You
you see
wouldn't
like a
think-
figure like
but-
that.
Exactly.
It would be like going out and seeing like Aaron Donald having a good time at a bar, and you're like, "Oh, this dude's huge."
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we don't really get any good stories from Westminster, which is where I go to college. The one kid from Seneca Valley, Ryan Greer, the lacrosse player, he got a ride from the Amish once. And
Got in a buggy?
He got in a buggy,
Oh.
and he invited them to go party at the fraternity that he's in, and I mean they never showed up, but they got an invite. The Amish got the invite. But yeah, the Amish are they come through campus to like it's like a shortcut to get down the roads and everything. And you can just hear the carts all the time, and then they're a pain in the ass to see because at night
It's
they're
just
pitch black.
like
They don't have
black
headlights.
horse,
They don't have like brake lights or anything. And so they just have these red flashing blinkers that you don't see until you're like 50 feet away.
And then you just hear like the clucking of the.
Yeah. So every time I go past a horse, I pray it doesn't just like, oh, and I just smack a horse.
Dude, those horses are big.
They're huge, especially the plow horses, those Clydesdales. They are massive.
Another one of my favorite stories from West Virginia is when we played golf. Me and Connor, we played golf. And this, like, it's weird how it had it, like the course set up, because it's basically in the middle of a neighborhood. So obviously we're not the greatest golfers in the world.
Yeah.
And there is no reason why we should be playing in this golf course in the middle of the neighborhood. And it was about the 7th hole. We were playing 18. And this course was just a mess. Like, Connor was having a bad day. I was having a pretty bad day. And I end up like shanking one of my drives like 20 yards in front of me. And then Connor rolls up. He smashes this thing. It goes straight for about 5 seconds. And then takes a sharp left turn towards the houses. And we both knew. We're
like one of my banana slices?
Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly. Like that. But it was a hook.
Oh, so it came out this way.
And we both knew. We're like, oh no. God. And we didn't even say a word. We were just waiting to hear a sound. And all we heard was like a thump. And Connor was like, next hole.
Don't even worry about it.
He's like, yeah, just go in my bag. We're leaving your ball. We're going to the next hole.
Yeah.
Forget about it. So then we go to the next hole. I get a ball out of Connor's bag. And I tee off first. I do the exact same thing that he does. We hit back-to-back houses. And we've skipped back-to-back holes because I was like, we can't stay here.
Yeah.
We have to go. And at that point, we caught up to the guys in front of us.
Yeah.
And they were talking to us. They're like, how'd you guys catch up so fast? We saw you guys like 3 holes back. And we just moved real fast. But that entire time we were worried that like they were waiting for us at the parking lot, like the owners of the houses that we hit. But nothing happened. But it was the funniest thing.
You just hear a thud. You're just waiting and praying that it's not glass.
I was like, because if it hit like a car or something, you'd hear like the alarm go off. That would have been funny, but then it also would have been like awful.
At that point, you leave the course.
Yeah, exactly. Just wrap it up for the day. And then after that, we watched Polo G at our because it was like our Fall Fest thing.
Oh, he came to. Oh yeah, it's kind of sick. Yeah, we don't get those things at a small Division III college.
It was pretty bad. He showed up like 45 minutes late, and then performed for like 30 minutes.
Savage.
Yeah.
Did he do any good songs? Did he do any good like songs in a set?
I don't know. I'm not like a big Polo G fan.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure he did, especially if he's there for like 45 minutes. Yeah, when we went out to Palm Springs for Thanksgiving, we golfed out there too. I think I sent you a picture of one of the courses. And the bathroom that had like a full like lounge in there. My grandpa walks in, he walks out, he like taps on me. He's like, "You gotta go to the bathroom." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Just go look. It's in the door to the right and to the right." I was like, "All right." So I went in, and the first thing I see is not like urinals or showers or lockers. It's a living room. And I'm like, all right, this is the wrong place. So I go back out, check, and it's like men's bathroom. I'm like, holy shit. So they have a living room and a phone, and then they have lockers, showers, sinks, like the whole thing. It was just kind of crazy to see that like there's a lounge area in the bathroom.
And imagine like the women's bathroom.
Oh, I could imagine.
Like the women's bathroom anytime. It's 10 times out of 10.
There's probably like a restaurant in there.
Exactly. 10 times out of 10.
It's probably nicer than the guys. Yeah. So then we went out and played, and I finally started to kind of figure out my driver. I didn't do too bad. Well, I mean, I did pretty bad. I still haven't shot under 100 yet, but I shot like 102, so I was close. I've been like my previous is before like 111. Anyways, like I said, we were out in Palm Springs, and I shaved off some good strokes, but my driver is still such an issue. Like and that's like the one club that you can't have an issue with, because if you don't get it off the tee and or put it in the woods, you got to take a drop, got to put it in the fairway. And then by that point, you're going out where your ball is, so if it doesn't go far and you shank it all the way to the right, you're still back 300 yards from the pin. But yeah, it just sucks. The course is really nice though.
Would you take 300-yard drive every single time, dead straight, or you can control it to go left or right, do whatever you want? Or would you take one putt every green?
I'll take my one putts.
One putt? Yeah.
Like one putts, like is there a radius? Like I have to put it within 10?
Put it in on the green, it's a one putt.
I think I'm going one putt. So let's do the math real quick. If I go par 5, right?
Okay.
Par 5 is I try to swing the of the ball.
Yep.
It goes 150 yards, 200 yards to the woods.
The other fairway.
So now I'm still 200 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
I take, what I'll normally do is a shitty hybrid, piss missile it on the ground for probably about 150 yards.
Yep.
So now I'm a chip away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so now I'm about a chip away. I'm about a 9 iron away. So let's say my irons are pretty good. So I'll go 9 iron on a 3. That's 4 already.
And then you one
putt for par. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Now if I go 300-yard drive, I go
dead straight.
Dead straight. So now I'm 150 out.
Yeah. Simple 7 iron or
Something like
8
that.
iron.
Let's say what I might do, because I'm kind of here and there with 7 iron. So either way, I'm putting it over the green, put it short,
Okay.
or putting it on. So I have 3 options. Most of the time with the 7 iron, I kind of overestimate myself because I can actually get a hold of it, so I'll probably go over. I did that at the course that we were at.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I go over. So now I'm line 3. Chip on,
Yep.
and now I 3 putt. Now I'm
On a good day.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like I could probably save it for par with 2 putts, but 2 putts are like, they're still pretty hard to get for me. And those are what I kind of rely on to be like my par shots or like my bogey shots. But yeah, I think I have to take 1 putt if my math is correct on what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think anybody would take
Take the putting.
one putt because I mean everybody.
Everyone says it's like you can be the best golfer with the driver, with the irons, with the pitching wedges, but if you get on the green and you can't make those putts,
It's over.
these tap-ins, it's like right here to there, you
5 footers. You gotta knock them in.
yeah, that's why gimme golf is a blessing. Yeah, it's a gimme.
Yeah. Yeah, it's within 30 feet. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that's a good golf question. I can't believe Grant left Good for the people that
That's unreal.
watch Good. Wait, so did someone say that he went and joined Bob Does Sports?
I don't know. He was on one of their videos. I know that.
I wonder what he's doing. I mean, I get what
There's been some
Mikey-
rumors that Live Golf hired him, but
Oh, really?
I think it's been shut down to me. Like, I don't know why he left, but
I mean, it was pretty sudden. Like even like Garrett said it was pretty sudden.
I wouldn't have even thought that they left. Like he would leave. Like I don't know why.
Like I get Micah. Like he was probably one of the best golfers in the group.
Because he left because he was trying to go pro.
Yeah, because the dude could hit the ball fucking 320 yards every drive. Like it was insane.
Hit his pitching wedge like 180 yards.
Yeah, I mean he was a big dude too. For like out of all of them.
Yeah.
Because it was what stumps and twigs in their videos.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was. I get Micah, but Grant just kind of came out of left field.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I can shave off some strokes of golf this summer because I started to figure out that my swing, regardless of what club it was still too aggressive. Like I was
Slow it down?
Because and then what I do is I wouldn't stay in my stance, so then I'd shift my weight from my legs out too, rather than keep them in the same spot and just rotate. Oh
The hip.
Jesus!
Back crack.
Yeah, rotate the hips in the back. Yeah, but before this, Mike was talking about Charlie Woods, that dude.
He's unreal. He does not. How old is he? Like 13?
13. The dude has. You don't even have to have genetics for golf, but if you're the son of Tiger Woods, you better be pretty freaking good at golf.
Yeah.
And the kid is damn good at golf.
I mean, I'm putting a mortgage down that he's winning some sort of tournament.
Some sort of
within the next
amateur.
3 years.
Yeah.
Has to.
God, he's so good. I also like who's the dude from Australia? The
One on tour right now?
yes.
He joined Live? Oh, God, what's his name?
He's got the blonde
Yeah.
hair, the blonde stash.
Mustache. He's really good at putting.
He is good at putting. Shoot, what's his name? Because he won, didn't he?
Oh my God.
I think he won something. As soon as it comes up.
Cam Smith. That's
yes,
what it is.
Cam Smith. Is he Australian?
Yeah, he is.
Nationality. Yeah, Australian.
Yep.
He's funny to watch too. He's 5'11", 172. That's you.
It is.
Why can't you be pro? What did you say? What did you say last year or 2 years ago? If I had golfed
I think if I golfed, honestly, I think like anybody, if you do something for like a year straight,
yeah,
every day, you could be close to being like professional.
Yeah.
Like I think if I were to play golf every single day for a year straight, I'd have to be somewhat close.
yeah. Now, are you getting lessons too, or are you just doing this yourself?
No, you got to get coach, lessons, just the whole 9 yards.
Clubs,
Yeah,
glove, gear, shoes.
everything. I think for anything that you do, like I think if you do it every day for a whole year, 365 days, I think you could become professional.
I think that's that's definitely I think that's a technique thing. I wouldn't say that for football. You know what I mean? Like
Well, yeah, 'cause-
kicker could probably figure it
Yeah.
out. Linebacker, I'm getting flattened. Offensive tackle, getting flattened.
Yeah, you just have to have the build for that.
Yeah, so I guess
but like for golf,
Yeah,
you could be
it's one of the most technical sports in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
I could be like Forrest Gump and do that with ping pong.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
He was in the VA and started playing ping pong every day.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's now
He was
in the
a ping pong
Olympics.
national champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Forrest. Oh, Forrest.
But I stand by that. I feel like I feel like if you were given the opportunity to do that, I think you could become very close.
I think if we blow up and we get enough money, I'll sponsor your training for a year.
Okay.
And we'll put it to the test. And then in 365 days, we'll be like, guess what? It didn't work.
I'm even worse.
Yeah. But that's a bold claim, but it's a strong, confident
But
claim.
like,
It's a confident claim. I think as long as you're confident in it, you can do it.
but it's just like, if you do something every day for a year straight, I think you'd have to be like amazing.
You're pretty good at it. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you'll have some setbacks, but I think.
What about injuries? Tough. Just get through it.
Yeah.
Recovery. Just do some light sessions.
You just don't get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too.
Just don't get hurt.
Yeah.
If you don't get hurt,
Yeah, you're fine.
keep playing.
All right. Well, I think we've talked long enough before my camera shuts off. I don't want it to die again like it did last time. So, we appreciate you watching. No one left any comments in the last podcast for questions. I'm a little upset about it. Unless people did. I mean, I guess I should probably check.
They didn't. You didn't check. That's just.
That
on
would be
you.
bad. That would be very bad. Let's see. Episode 5.
Oh boy.
Nope, nothing. It was just Noah saying Chick Hicks in D class because we were ranking the Cars characters. And then Noah said, was Drunkington at the Pubbington? Yeah, so no questions. A little upset with you guys, so please leave us some questions to answer. Mitch, Noah's buddy, you did a phenomenal job asking questions, so carry on. As for my friends, please ask some questions, give us some support, as well as like and subscribe, follow the TikTok page, follow us on Instagram at Nothing But Nonsense Pod. Yeah, just keep watching, keep supporting us, and as always, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Deuces.
You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100,